Good morning, good morning, good morning. You is listening to Church Without Wall. Come to you every Monday morning, 11 to 12. We hope that you certainly had a great week this week. And if you is alive, walking, if you can hear, see, and talk, you had a good week. Some of us started the week last week. We didn't make it to the next one. But thank God that we is back with you again this morning, and we thank God for you. We happy to come to you every Monday on the New Orleans Talk Network. This is your radio station, and this is Church Without Walls. We want to knock down the wall that's standing in your way. We hope that we could say something or do something that encourage your lifestyle, the way you live, the way you think. We just hope that you ask us the question, and God will give us the answer to answer your question. So you can call us this morning, area code 504-341-8255. I'm your host, Charles Stewart, and we have with us this morning again, he's been with us the last 2 or 3 weeks, Dr. Anthony Williams, who is the senior pastor at Bethesda House of Prayer. Great man of God. We're happy to have him with us today. And we thank God so much for him that he taking time out of his busy schedule to come and sit in on this broadcast this morning. So we're grateful to him that he's with us today, and he's going to be with us shortly. Before we get into the show, just want to do a hello, a shout out to Dr. Glenda Williams, whose birthday today. Made another day. God bless her and keep her. And she is certainly, I know she got that big smile on her face, so happy that the Lord let us see another year and another day. And to everyone that was born in this month of May, my birthday was even in this month. When it was, my birthday was last week, whatever day it was. But anyway, to everyone that's celebrating a birthday, and to all those that have family reunion, I understand the Jones family had a beautiful time out in Louisiana. They had their family reunion. And tell me it was a beautiful time. I wasn't able to go out there. I had little dinner work I had to do, and I didn't want to go out in that heat. But I know I missed a lot of good eating and meeting a lot of good people. So, but tell me it was a beautiful time that they had out there, and tell me they ended yesterday at the church, and so they were still eating yesterday, but I can't eat nothing right now, so I had to get a rain check on all of that there. I even told Pastor John to bring me a plate. He said, "Why should I bring it? You can't eat it." So he was right about that. So anyway, to everyone, to all the families that having family reunion, young kids, so many young kids are walking across the stage, making their parents happy in the graduation. Congratulations to everybody. And to all our listening audience out there who listen to us every Monday morning, while on Watson, so many people look at it. Also, a shout out to Dr. D. Don, to everybody that listened to over in Atlanta, Georgia. Vanessa Burden, want to say happy Memorial Day to you, and to everyone a happy Memorial Day. And so many people have people in their family that sacrificed for us to have our freedom. So we most grateful and honored to say happy Memorial Day to everyone today, and for especially to those that have sacrificed themselves. So this morning, my sisters and brothers, we're going to be discussing how do you start your day. How do you start your day? Do you start your day by when you wake up in the morning, you go run and grab the toothbrush, or do you? Some of us, soon as we get up, we grab the cell phone. Some get the remote control, put the television on. But how do you start your day? Do you start your day by, first of all, I'm going to tell you what I do when I wake up. I thank God for letting me see another day. And when I wake up in the morning, some day it be raining, some day the sun may be shining. But guess what? To me, every day is a great day. I look at it as a beautiful sunshiny day. I look at a good old rainy day. Could be every day that God lets you open your eyes and that you can hear, see, walk, and talk. It's a great day. Don't never think that's a bad day. It's all depending on what you make out of it. And my brothers and sisters, that's what we're going to be talking about today. How do you start your day now? Some people started their day really, really bad. Let's think about on a national level. I know all of us know Tiger Woods. I know he started out with a real bad day. He got caught with a DWI yesterday. And here's a young man got everything under his feet, anything he wanted, but he seemed to me he failed to realize who he are, and he is a part of our church, and he not recognized. He's living on his fame, and no one should not be out there drunk, driving behind the wheel of a car. And what get me, Dr. Williams, is that you take a man like that, got all the money in the world, that he needed, got everything he need. Seems to me he should have sense enough to get he can get a chauffeur. He probably have bodyguards with him. Let them drive. Why would he want to drive? And they got this thing now, what they call Uber, whatever that is. He could have called one of them to come pick him up. Would have cost him a few dollars, but here he is making national news. DWI, and so many young people, our people, is that I don't understand what their mind be. I know of an incident of one of the same football players years ago. Him and I used to attend the same church, Reverend William, and this football player, he making $1 million a year, and he one of the dumbest guys I've seen in my life. How in the world would you go buy a drug with a personal check? You got to be pretty stupid to buy drug with a personal check. Give a man a man give you drugs, you give him a personal check. He a drug dealer. He got to go to the bank, and the police watching him already to cash the check. Well, who gave you the check? It's just mind-boggling me. And this is why we're talking about this morning about how do you start your day? Do you put God first? And if you put him first, you wouldn't do all these things. Dr. Williams, what you say about this, man?
Well, as the scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all else shall be added. The biggest problem that we have when we get up in the morning, we want to do things according to the way that we think it should be done. But see, when you open your eyes in the morning, first thing you should do is thank God. Thank Him for the activities of your limbs. Thank Him that even if you're wearing eyeglasses, your eyes might be growing dim. But you want to thank God because He allowed all of those organs to work properly, to function for you. And you want to put Him first. And when you put Him first, everything else comes in place. When you put Him first, everything else comes in place. Some people wake up in the morning, the first thing they'll do is grab a cigarette. I remember a lady, she get up in the morning, the first thing she wanted to do was grab a beer. But if you grab a hold of God and your day starts out bad, it's going to end up good because you put Him first. And when you put Him first, everything else works for you, not against you. You got to think of yourself as being a conqueror. But there's to that all. Trust in God. Then resist the devil and he will flee from you. Put him in the front of you and you don't have to worry about all the other stuff that's happening. And I think some people when they wake up they don't think about God. They think about themselves.
Right.
Lord, I made it to another day. I made it to another day. As soon as I get up and wash my face, as soon as I brush my teeth, then I'm going to get on my knees and I'm going to talk to God. Talk to Him first. Give Him the praise, and everything else gonna work out for you.
Yeah, Dr. William, you are so right. If you start your day and you put God first, and the Bible tells us that everything else gonna be added if we just only put Him first, And if I was listening to audience, if you look at football, baseball, any sport you look at, some of these young men, they inspire me. I feel real good when, baseball player, when they hit a home run, they make that sign. They look towards heaven. And it make you think about the strip that you hear. You say, I look to the hill
Which
for
cometh
where
my
my help come from. And I remember the player for Boston. I forget his name. This big junior. I think his name was Artie. I could be pronouncing his name wrong, but anyway, every time he hit a home run, he make that sign to heaven. I see more young men doing that now. Even when guys make a touchdown, they
Some
they
of them
go
bow
through, they
down.
make a sound, they bow down, and a lot of the boxers, they finna knock the guy out. Then they say, I want to thank God for giving me the power to knock him out. I don't know how that worked into this realm, but
Well, he's an athlete,
they're
and
saying all their way they acknowledge God, so they using that to their advantage. I guess they saying in all my way I'm going to acknowledge God. He gave me the power to knock him out.
well, you did acknowledging the fact that all power comes from God.
Okay.
If God don't give you the power, then you don't have it. And you take the average football player, when they interview him on TV, the first thing they say, give him our obedience to the Lord,
Yep.
Savior Jesus Christ, acknowledging that I wouldn't be able to do none of this
Without
had not
him.
God had gave me that power to do it. I hear people saying sometimes, they'll say, well, they're on television, or they're just out there talking to somebody. And this man said something that really caught my attention. He said, Lord, I'm glad when I woke up this morning. He said, the ground was not on top of me. I was on top of it.
All right.
You see, and so, another preacher said, my name wasn't in the obituary.
Right.
My body wasn't in the cemetery.
Okay.
So when you start thinking about all of those things, God kept you here. So put Him first. Give Him the praise and honor that He deserves.
Well, Dr. William, we got to go into our first break, so we got to pay some bills. So we'll be back in a few minutes. But get in on this conversation this morning. We want to know, how do you start your day? 504-341-8255.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready because the conversation will be hot and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
There's soul food, and then there's food for the soul. At a time where we live to eat, the Praline Connection restaurant serves up recipes that reach back into days long gone. You know, the kind of meals your mama cooked up for Sunday dinner. Fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and candied yams, homemade meatloaf with garlic mashed potatoes and string beans, or Nolan's filet gumbo. That's the real soul you get only at the Praline Connection restaurant, located at the corner, Charters and Frenchman Street in the Marinade.
Okay, we're ready to go back. We are back. You are listening to the New Orleans Talk Network. This is Church Without Wall. Your host is Charles Stewart and also Dr. Anthony Williams. We come to you every Monday morning, 11 to 12. I know many of you is working at the time. I get texts from you all the time saying that you listening, but you're not able to call. But I'm assuming that you may be off today. I don't know if you're out there barbecuing or what you may be doing, but you can call us today. And we're also on Facebook and YouTube. So getting in on this conversation this morning, we asking you a simple question. How do you start your day? You can call us again, area code 504-341-8255. Now, Dr. William, if we look at history, and let's look at the Bible, and the Bible always give us a roadmap how our life can, how we can live our life, and it give us a pattern that we can follow, learn from. Now, David, in the beginning of his life, he in everything he did, he always put God first. He always, when he got ready to make a decision, when other people did things different, he always leaned on God for his understanding. Now, later on in David's life, that the Bible also tells us that he got a little cocky there, Rev. He started leaning on his own understanding. He stopped seeking God for ignite. He thought he understands. So a lot of times, that get us in trouble, Reverend William, because when God bless us to get that new house, that new car, where we think we know it all, we kind of like leave him out. But what I'm asking to our listening audience this morning is, how do you start your day and continue your day? But Dr. William, and I'm asking you a question, how do our life coordinate with the way David lived his life?
Well, if you think about David, when David first started out, he started out putting God first in everything that he did. He got to a point whereas when he was a watchman for the sheep, and he had to watch over the sheep and protect them. So God was training him to be a shepherd. But once you get to a point where your head gets big and you think that you did it on your own power, and not realizing that if it weren't for God, you wouldn't have been able to do that. You look at David; he could have never gone and pulled that sheep out of that lion mouth had he not had God working with him. And God has, if I could put it parenthetically that way, he has an angel assigned to you that is designed to strengthen you, to give you the strength that you need so that you can perform what it is that he wants you to perform. But if you're not putting him first, then how do you expect him to help you in all of the things that you are trying to accomplish? It gets to a point sometime where we get the big head because we've been successful in doing a few things. We think that God is no longer there. We doing it. I did this. I did this. I've heard a preacher say one time, man, I preached and I tore the church up. And I was standing up there and I said to him, I said, I tell you what, come back next Sunday and do the same thing. See, when you say you did it, you're trying to take the glory of God, and God don't want nobody fooling with his glory.
Right.
See, even Christ said, I count it not robbery to be equal with God because, he was his son. But he didn't try to take the glory from God. He says, whatsoever you ask of the Father, ask it in my name, and I will, grant it you.
Yeah.
You see, so what he was telling them, he's saying, I can't do this because what I do, I see my Father do, then I do.
Right.
So in other words, he's saying, I've got somebody, a role model that I'm following. I've got patches. I'm trying to construct a building, but I have a pattern that I have to follow. And until individuals realize that they have to follow a pattern, that God have to be first in their life, and God being first in their life, everything else will follow.
Right.
So when you look, a lot of things happened to David, but David all doing that when that spider put that web up there, that was God protecting him because
Right.
God was first in his life.
Right.
See, so he didn't have to do that. And until you get to a point where you feel that I did this on my own, no, you didn't do that on your own. God allowed this to happen.
Okay.
Okay. And by him allowing that to happen, you see how things worked out for David. So he gave us role models to follow us.
Yeah, Reverend William, we have a call on line one. Could you come in, caller?
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
It's Willie. How you doing?
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Oh, okay. Well, I know y'all talking about how you start your morning off. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people call and say they say a prayer, right?
Uh-huh.
Thanking the Lord for waking them up in the right mind and praying about, the coming of the day. They're giving them the strength and, protecting them and everything as they go through their day. But what about the night before you go to bed? How many people write a list of things that they pray before going to bed, but make a list of what things they want to accomplish the next day?
Well, I would like to say, I don't know what Dr. William is coming to be, but I would say when you start that day by thanking God, it's almost like at the end of the day, before when you take a shower, before you go to bed, you certainly gonna thank Him for able you to do all the things. You probably might have had a business deal you were trying to do or whatever you were trying to do at work. You was able to go through that day. You went down the Daniels Highway. You was in Daniels across town. You was in a neighborhood you shouldn't have been in. So God let you toil all day, and then He let you come home and sit down with the family and have a dinner. Look at the news. Then you take a shower. You go to bed. You can't help but to say, "Thank you, God." So it's the climax of the day. It's almost like having that great meal, and then when you say that prayer at night, you get your dessert. When you say, "Lord, thank you for this beautiful day I have."
Or you think about it like this. Based upon the question that you're asking, what about at night? Your day have been completed. And you're getting ready to go to sleep. So if anything, you're thanking him to watch over you while you slumber and sleep. And then if he watch over you while you slumbering and sleeping, then when you wake up in the morning, you wake up to see the birth of a brand new day in your life. And by looking to see that brand new day in your life, you don't want to start out with saying, I did this yesterday. I did this yesterday. Start out by saying, Lord, thank you for another day. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for giving me the strength and the activity of my limb. Thank you for eyes that grown dim but still able to look upon your creation. And so you're acknowledging him. And that's why this subject means acknowledge God first. And once you acknowledge him first, everything else will be added.
Carla, do you how you feel about that?
I feel that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you really look at life, is that everybody start their day different. I guess the only thing that we trying to say, Reverend William and myself, we represent God, so we always gonna say acknowledge God first. But you got a lot to do during the day. I mean, some people they wake up in the morning and they say thank God, then they grabbing their briefcase. Sometimes they don't even have a chance to eat breakfast. They got to try to get to the office and hope this deal goes through. But I'm more than sure most people, they look at their notes when they sit at the table. They say, oh, Lord, I got to do this. Lord, please be with me on this here. So we saying if God is there helping you make deal, keep him there with you always, and your mistake that you make would be fewer. And that if you acknowledge him now, God is not expecting us every minute to say praise him. God not expecting us to every 5 minutes to say, oh Lord this, oh Lord this. But once you acknowledge him, he with you. Well, God saying, I appreciate what you done. I got your back. Go ahead on and make that business deal you're trying to make. Go ahead on and teach that class you kind of teach. Go ahead on and make that real estate deal you're trying to make. Go ahead on and get that contract you kind of get. Go ahead on and get that degree you always want. I got your back. So this is the only thing we saying. Start your day in a meaningful way, and every day is a great day. It's what we make out of it. And
Okay.
thank God, he give us a free will to do it.
Start your day with God. Without him, you can't do nothing. That's one of the things that most of us need to believe. God is all powerful. He can do anything that he wants, anytime he gets ready. And he's given us gifts. And all he wants us to do is acknowledge that it was under his control. And I don't know whether you believe it or not, but God is still in control. There is nothing that's going on in the world that he does not see, that he does not know. He allows some things to happen, and we don't know why, and ain't no sense of trying to figure out the mind of God because you can't. But if you put him first and acknowledge him, everything will come to play. Everything that some people pray and they wonder why my prayers haven't been answered, because you didn't have enough faith to believe that whatsoever you ask of God, he will give it to you in time. He never says no. He may say, wait a little while. I don't think you're ready for this. And the reason why I say that is that some of us may be wishing for a Maserati, but you're not taking care of the little car you got right now. And God says you haven't learned how to take care of what I've given you so far. So when you learn how to take care of that, then I will allow you to advance a little bit. I'll bring you to another level. God have like a graduation period where we can graduate to what it is that we're asking him for. He's not going to give you a Maserati when you get out there and start cleaning that Maserati and paying more attention to that Maserati than you pay to him. You don't fellowship with him no more because of that Maserati. You don't take time to talk to him no more because you feel that you've accomplished all of this on your own. So put him first. And regardless of what happened, acknowledge, God, if it had not been for you, where would I be right now? If he pulls his hand from you right now, you could stop breathing. if he move his hand from you. A lot of people don't realize that God has his hand on them. So if he's the one, he's the source of everything that happens to you, you want to give him that praise and give him that acknowledgement.
Yeah, and acknowledgement at all time. You know, Dr. William, I was talking with someone this morning, who's very fine, beautiful person. We've been friends over the years, and she was, you know, we get to talking about she is a single young lady. And, you know, she always tell me what type of husband she want, you know, and her resume always tells her, do not change from what you want. She always say, I want a man that is my man. I don't want to share him with nobody else. I want him to be for me. I said, well, don't change them values. And she said, also, she said, I want him to be a man that go to church every Sunday. And I require that there. I said, now hold it right there. I said, now you saying you want a man to go to church. I said, but I say I can't agree with you. You want a man that is saved, that believe in God, a God-fearing man. That's what you want. That joker that shows up go behind them four walls on Sunday morning. You don't know his reason. Now I tell you, they got a bunch of devils there, you know, that show up at the church house on Sunday. I say, you want a man that is saved, that is a God-fearing man. If he fear God, baby, he'll be all right. She said, well, thank you for telling me.
Well, you see, Charles, think about something else, that a lot of people will come to the church, men.
Rep, can you hold that drop? We got to pay some bills. We're gonna come back on this subject in a minute, so we got to go on it. We got to pay the bills again. But anyway, get in on the conversation. Area code 504-341-8255 and call if you want to hold on. You can. We'll be back in a minute.
How does a crawfish or shrimp etouffee sound? What about a piping hot cup of gumbo? Or a catfish platter with soft shell crawfish, catfish, livers, and pickles? And that's just for starters. What about entrees? If this is getting your mouth watering, then you need to come to the Praline Connection. Our down-home Cajun Creole-style restaurant has been providing soul food at affordable prices for over 20 years. And our pralines are delicious. We're a restaurant, a gift shop, and a candy shop, all in one. Bring your friends and enjoy an amazing meal today. Come see us at 542 Finchman Street in New Orleans, or check us out online at www.pralinconnection.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook. You can also give us a call at 504-943-3934.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Y'all know me, this is a people person here. Big homie head. It's your boy Fred. This Madman, big fan. Right. Listen, we're your host of the New Orleans Talk Network's Fan View. Real fans talk, real sports. Check us out every Thursday night, 6 p.m.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word of God by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
We are back. We are back. You are listening to the New Orleans Talk Network. We also, Weird Church Without Walls, come to you every Monday morning, 11 to 12, every Monday morning. So put us down on your calendar. And we'd like for you to call. We want to know how you feel about the show. We want your comment. You got a subject you'd like for us to talk about. Text us, call the station, let us know. Nothing off limit here. We just here trying to knock down a wall. We're trying to let our listeners know that you are God's special people. You are the church, baby. You know, like you go to them 4 walls on Sunday, that's the church house. But remember anything, if you don't remember nothing, we tell y'all that you are the church. You represent God, so you are special. So God wants you to step up to the plate. And that's why you got all this confusion going on in the world. That's why nobody know nothing. Everybody crazy these days, from the president down. Nobody means what they say. Nobody do what they say. It's all confusion. And that's why this morning we are talking about how do you start your day. And if you start your day by putting God first, then everything else gonna be your day. I guarantee you, if you do anything that I ask you to do. If you do that, try that. I'll tell you what, try that cause you tried it. What Donald Trump said, you tried everything else, try this. So I'm asking y'all, try this recipe. Put God first in everything you do. Put him first in the morning. Thank him before you brush your teeth. Thank him before you get on the cell phone. Thank him before you call Betty and Sue and Tim up and started talking about the young and the rest of it, Atlanta housewife. Call him before you do that. He didn't say you couldn't do it. But acknowledge him first. And I guarantee you, your life will be better, your day will be better. And Dr. William, before we went on a break, we were discussing about a friend of mine when I was telling you about. She told me what type of man she wanted, and I agree with her on the one disagreement we had when she said she wanted a man that go to the church house every Sunday morning. And I told her that, well, that ain't. I disagree with you on that, baby. You want to get you somebody that is saved and believe in God and fear God. Anybody that fear God, you can deal with. If a person don't fear God, you got a problem with them. So, Dr. William, you was commenting on that?
Well, you got to be careful what you ask God for, because He just might give it to you. And basically, some of us won't be able to handle. He will allow you to have some things that you're asking for, and He'll tell you there is a pattern there, and you have to be a part of that pattern. Now, to make you understand what I'm saying is that you can take pattern and put them together, and once you get all those patterns together, they form a complete network of patches, and you can take that and make a quilt with it. Here's what happened: you ask God to send you a man. God says, "You sure that's what you want? You want me to send you a man? You sure?" And you say, "Yeah, just send me a man." So the Lord said, "Well, I'm going to allow this drunk to go over there." Okay, now this person comes and he's a drunk. And you say, well, Lord, why did you send me somebody like that? He said, you didn't put nothing in, just give me a description of what kind of man you want. You just told me to send you a man. He said, I sent you a man. Now you supposed to be performing missionary work. Well, work with that and try and save that person. And they could probably be profitable to you and try and help you to accomplish some of the things. You can get something good out of something that looks bad. I'm going to make it plain for you. There was a lady who looked at a junk pile one time, and it was an old log sitting there. And she said, can I have that log? And the guy told her, he said, why you want that? He said, that's just an old piece of log. Why you want that? She said, well, let me have it. So she took it and she put some little birds on it, and she put some shellacking on it. And when the guy went to her house, he looked, he said, where did you get that beautiful piece from? She said, that's that old log that you had in the trash that I asked you for. He said, and you did that with that? She says, yeah. She says, you can get something out of something that somebody else don't want, or that thrown away or discarded, if you put something into it. You can't go to the bank and try to get something out of it if you haven't put anything in it. So some of these women who are asking God, just send me a man, be descriptive about what you want and the type of man that you want. Because here's what happened. Some men stopped doing what they were doing in the streets. But then when they got to the church, they started doing the same thing they was doing in the streets in the church. So going to the church to look for somebody doesn't mean that you're going to find what you're looking for in the church. Because you got some devils in the church that are worse than the ones in the street.
Yeah.
Y'all hearing what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right about that, Dr. William. I know a few. And you wouldn't believe that, I know some people that every Sunday with their 3-piece suit on. And they, I guess you can say they look saved, but after that, William.
Well, Dr. Charles, there was a time, there was a lady who had been in the church for 25 years. And everybody assumed that she was a saved person. And one day the preacher came to church and the preacher was preaching. And he said, I have a question to ask you. He said, are you really saved? And everybody was sitting there and nobody moved till this lady was sitting all the way in the back. She got up and she started walking to the front of the church, and everybody was saying, well, where's she going? What's she going up there for? Maybe she's going to ask for prayer or something like that. And she says, I've been in this church 25 years. She said, but this is the first time I felt like I wanted to walk up this aisle and give my hand to the Lord. She said, I want to give my heart to the Lord. And everybody said, well, I thought she was saved.
Okay.
You have an assumption.
Yeah.
And you don't know that people that are sitting in the church house are waiting for somebody to say the right word that could channel something in their life to help them to realize.
Yeah.
And if that don't touch you, there was a man sitting on his porch one day. And every Sunday, everybody would pass that going into the church. And he would just sit there. And so one day this lady said, why don't you come on and go in the church? He said, no, I don't want to come in there. And one day the church caught a fire. And when the church caught a fire, he got off of the porch, walked down with his can, and everybody asked him where he was going. He said, I'm going in the church. They said, why are you going in the church? Now, he said, you ain't want to come in another time. He said, this is the first time I ever see the church catch on fire.
Okay. Okay, yeah. They had God, Holy Spirit that touched you. Yeah, Dr. William, in our life that, we want to do a show in the upcoming week, Dr. William. Always in my life, always wanted, I used to listen to all the great songs they sang in the church. And I remember one, certain song goes off in your head at certain moments where you be in your house or you can be driving. I'll never forget. Mostly, I know in every Baptist church, the song was saying, I want to be a living vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I always, in my life, I always wanted, Dr. Williams, to do something to help people. Like in my life, I enjoy if I just could help somebody improve their life. And like people say, well, I said, well, what about your life? You remember, I remember back in the days when I was heavily involved in politics, I used to always go to the parish president or to the DA office. Almost every week or every other day, I was at Chef Lee was the chef then. I was at his office trying to help somebody, and I never forget the past president asked me, "Could I ask you a question, Charles?" I said, "What?" He said, do you ever need something yourself?" He said, "Every time you come here, it's always you're trying to help somebody else." I said, "Well, I always felt that God blessed me to help somebody else." And it seemed like, Dr. William, that we done got away from looking out for one another. It's mind-boggling to me, and I want to do a show on this in the upcoming. I want to do a show on this in the upcoming week. I want to do a show on how do we put our priority in place, because I don't believe in this here that we got black people got a curse. We got a curse on us. I mean, it's an excuse, like I was telling Pastor Jones a couple of weeks ago, we were riding out to Mississippi. I told him that I do not understand how I see our people, the African American people, they complain about how the government running. They about President Trump. I seen one of the I think his name was Al Green, a congressman out of New York. He had took the floor saying President Trump need to resign, and Maxine Ward out of California, it needed to be in peace. I mean, like when I look at that, Dr. William, it's troubled me because you don't see no Chinese, no Vietnamese, no other nationalities, the people that is out there saying the president should resign. The president ain't going to be there unless he could be in peace now, but I don't think he is. And then again, you got to be careful. The guy who's sitting in the gap want to take his place. But my reason for this coming to my mind is that it's like you hear people talk. They say, "Well, black people got a curse on. We understand now." And the point that I'm making, Dr. William, is instead of us trying to figure out how can President Trump be in peace, I mean, if we get in peace, it ain't gonna help us none. We need to be putting together. We need to come together saying, "Lord, give us let's come together." And all the great minds that they have. Yeah, we have a lot of great minds in the black community, but how can you put these minds together? How can we get something to help our people?
See, Dr. Charles, what you got to realize, a lot of us fail to realize, is that Africa have been one of the richest country in the world. And matter of fact, when you do your research, you'll find out that blood pressure medicine was first discovered in Africa. And we've gotten to a point where we've been reared in society to believe that the man's water tastes better, his sugar is sweeter, and all of this kind of stuff. God have given you that wisdom and that knowledge to know the difference between what's right and wrong and how to handle a certain situation. I know that our foreparent marched and did things in a nonviolent way to get things to happen or be better for the people in this world. But everything is not incumbent upon what has happened. It is incumbent upon what is happening right now. What are you doing to help us with this right now? So you put God first. Pray and ask God to give you the wisdom and the knowledge. He says, "My people perish for a lack of what?
Knowledge.
A lack of knowledge." That
Right.
means that you don't take time to go and study to see. Why is it the Vietnamese and the Chinese have come over here to have their own bank, their own insurance company, their own stores? We've been here for 500 years. Where are our own bank? Where are our own stores? Why don't we have these things? because
Right.
the majority of our people rather stand on that corner and go in those stores that people have come over here and taken advantage of the richness that's in this country, but we won't take advantage of it.
Right.
You've got to come together as one and try to put some things together. When those people get ready to go build a store, I was selling insurance out there for family life, and went into the average Vietnamese house. They all stayed in one house. You might have 3 families staying in one house, and they finish paying for that house, and then they go buy another one until everybody has a house to live in. Over in New Orleans, they had a place over there they called Lil Vietnam.
Right off of Chef
Yeah,
Highway.
off of Chef Highway. And those people had come together and established themselves in that area. But as black folks, we want established things. And then if one gets up, we want to pull him down. You have it on even on your job right now. You've got people in there, they'll rather pull you down than to see you come up. And that's been embedded into us over the years.
Okay.
Because we got to a point where they had, even the golf tournament, they have the Masters. Well, that started a long time ago with the fact that they went into the situation because of problem that were happening on the plantation. So there was a way that the masters could get together and talk about how we're going to handle the slaves. Okay. And so they would go to the master tournament, and that's what they would do. And we got to go for a break right now.
Well, Dr. William, we're going to have to end this show. And Dr. William, you've been with us the last few weeks, and this is the fastest hour in show business to seen. But I thank you so much again for being with us, Dr. William. And I'm telling you in advance some of the things you just said. Well, I want you back next week. I'm telling you now. We want to talk about, next week we're going to talk about, do the African American, do the black community, do we have a curse on us? It's just a lack of understanding. We're going to talk about that next week, so tune in. I want to thank our listening audience for listening to us. We love y'all, everybody who listens. I think my friend Tony, I think she was one of the listening audience today, so we thank everybody. And to a few people who text me birthday, one young lady named Michelle Connolly. I don't know who you are, but thank you for texting me and wish you a happy birthday. And we wish everyone, you have the most beautiful, prosperous day that remember that God got something special for you. You just got to receive it and get it, baby. So thank Dr. William again for being on the show with me again. And remember, you are listening to Church Without Wall. We have no boundaries. So tune in next week at 11 o'clock. To 11 to 12. So remember, there's no such thing as being half dead. If you're dead, you love you.